Hey, what's up YouTube? Snatter here. So today I'm gonna go over my Ori 2 review. I wouldn't exactly call it a review, more like a in-depth thoughts after playing it to completion. And before I start, let me just say that I played... So I had tried it before, or that being Ori and the Blind Forest, but I never finished it, and I finished it on hard for the first time just days before. Actually, 2 days before Will of the Wisps. And let me just say that, because I kind of want to compare the two. Because I feel like the improvement and just the changes are colossal. So, quick thoughts before I start on the Blind Forest is that I thought maybe my entire opinion of the game would have been different if I played it when it originally launched back in 2015. Right now, though, playing it and completing it just before Ori 2. Art style, music, phenomenal. Nothing to say, just phenomenal. Phenomenal entertainment, just beautiful work. As a game though, as a Metroidvania, one thing too, the characters, the story, nothing complicated, not a complicated story, but every story doesn't have to be complicated to be good. Just a cute, wholesome story. Some sad moments, cool characters. I mean, cool characters. They are interesting enough to keep it a simple, cute story. And with the art style and the art direction and just the structure of how to do it and the art team and the music, it brings together something truly special. Then going over to the actual game, to me, I felt like the game was kind of boring. The gameplay loop, the game itself, like it plays fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It plays okay. As a Metroidvania though, I felt like it was really linear. I never felt like I wanted to explore, like it wasn't a 100% run at all. Like it was far from it. I just did what I tried to go out of my way to get things, because I really like that from, like, Hollow Knight is one of my favorite Metroidvanias. And I really want to like go and explore and do all the things, but I just had no motivation to do that in the Blind Forest. I feel like the game, just from a gameplay and gameplay loop perspective, the game felt uninspiring and at times really linear and a bit boring. Completely fine though, and that's more of my opinion. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just what it felt to me, knowing that I have already played Hollow Knight as a Metroidvania, and I kinda... But that's why I'm saying that if I played this game when it actually launched back in 2015, maybe I would have actually loved it. Because the movement and the abilities and all that you get, it's really fun to play. Like, there's some unique mechanics there that sets it apart. But at times, okay, nothing really... I felt I was a bit unsatisfied. I was sort of waiting for a boss. That never happened. Everything just turned out to be like an escape attempt, like sort of a runaway section. And those were cool, don't get me wrong. Never a boss though. And that's probably all I'm gonna leave it on. Now, let's go into Ori and the Will of Wisps. So, I completed, it's about 20 hours, that's what it says on Steam, so 20 hours, give or take, is what I used to complete the game. 100% completion. I didn't do the achievements though. To get like 100% completion on the achievements, you need to like do several runs, you need to do a run where you don't die, etc. But completing the game, like in-game, on the one run, you just need to get all the things. And explore everything, get all secrets. I did that on hard mode. And let me just say that it was an absolute blast. So comparing the two games, first of all, one thing that when I start this game, the one thing that feels really good is that what's the Wisp called again? Sign? You don't use him to attack. You don't send out like small beams, like small projectiles anymore. You actually hit with a sword. Then you get a bow, then you get, like, you have customization here. And one of the first things that happens in this game is that you meet an NPC. Already, this game is 10 times more interesting to explore than it was in Blind Forest, where it was really linear. I didn't feel like the need to explore. I didn't feel like I wasn't... I didn't feel like it was interesting enough to explore. I had no motivation to explore. Already 5 minutes into the tutorial of Will of the Wisps, you meet an NPC, you get a quest, you meet a mini-boss, you get a sword, you get a slot. You have 3 different slots that you can equip actions to. I mean, you can equip abilities and weapons, and you have also sort of, I can see that they are taking some inspiration here from Hollow Knight. To me, it's completely fine, because I love that game to death. And it's the charm system. What's it called in Ori 2? Shard? I think they're called shards. And it's really fun how they managed to take inspiration from Hollow Knight and take it into their own system. I mean, it's sort of the same thing, right? Charms, shards, it's just equipment. I mean, it's just unlocks that you get in the world that you put into your character, and each thing does a small passive, and put them together and mix and match, and you can make like you sort of can make like builds, your own sort of style that you want to play as, and you can sort of change these out and make your own thing out of them. So as for the customization part, already just a half an hour into Will of the Wisps, and I love the game. And yeah, so compared to Blind Forest, already 30 minutes in, yep, yes. So, gameplay loop, it feels like the way that you sort of go about the world is a mix between linearity and open, where at times you will be able to do whatever. You can even sequence break some parts if you do some parts in a different sequence, and you have a lot of options. The game opens up really nicely. You will sometimes get to a part where you can go almost all directions, but some doors are going to be locked and you're going to be told, hey, you can't progress or go do something else. And then so it's not like Ori 1 where everything is sort of linear and you sort of need to go that one way all the time. Not exactly, but it felt like that, and that's really fun. And my highlight of the game is probably going to be the bosses. The bosses in Ori 2, especially on hard mode, was just absolutely fantastic. I equipped the shards with like attacks that gave me like the boss. What was it? You do and take more damage, like those types of shards. And I combined a lot of like attacks and shooting faster and just a lot of like fun stuff that you can do. And the bosses to me felt they were really cool design. There were some really cool moments, and the bosses are like, I feel like even on hard mode the game is quite easy, but the bosses, that's gonna be your challenge. Some of the bosses are gonna feel like big roadblocks until you figure it out. Either you are gonna cheese it completely if you figure out some stupid combination with your shards, or you are gonna just progress it to the point where you know every attack and you just get it down by sheer, I don't know, by sheer willpower, I guess, which is what I did to one of the bosses. And the second boss, I figured like some things out where I absolutely just melted them, and that was really fun. So all in all, this is kind of like all over the place. I never really do jump cuts, but all in all, Ori 2 compared to Ori 1 is an absolute fantastic game. It takes a lot of inspiration from Hollow Knight. If you like Hollow Knight, this is a game you're gonna love. It has quests, it has speed challenges, sort of where you race a clone of you to get to get to the goal fast and sort of go through a section that you've already been through. You have like combat shrines. You have boss fights, which were like another fun thing. That's that you still have the sort of the escape sequences that you had of the first game, but at the same time you have the boss fights. And yeah, as I said, the boss fights are my main highlight. And also on top of that, not only do you have the abilities, not only do you have the shards, not only do you have the weapons, not only do you have all of these cool unlocks, you also have a main hub in this game. And in the main hub, you have collectibles that you can get out in the world that you can give to these NPCs. You have quests that you get from these NPCs. You can build certain things. You have, in Hollow Knight, you have, what's he called? Corriver? I don't remember. The map guy in Hollow Knight. In this game, you have Lupo, which works the exact same way as he does in Hollow Knight, where you meet him in the world, you buy a map. And you get the zone, and you see how and that's the sort of thing. And he's got a place in the hub, and you meet him there. And it's really fun how the world feels really lived in. At this point, it feels like a true solid Metroidvania, and that is the experience I really wanted in Blind Forest. And that is the experience that left me really unsatisfied with the first one, and the second one just blew me away. It is absolutely amazing. You should play this game. Yeah, you should play this game. That's what I'm going to say. A couple of cons, though, that I'm going to get into is that even though I feel like the game is absolutely amazing, it's not a fault. I've experienced some bugs, mainly, and what you're going to find most of the time, and this isn't like, there's some bugs that I don't really feel the need to mention, because they're not game breaking, they're not going to do anything for you, it's like visual things that's going to happen. I know some of them happened, but I don't feel that need to sort of mention them, because even if something like that happens to you, it's going to go away in a second, and then you're never going to see it again. And it might not even happen to you. But one thing that, unless they patch it before you watch this video, if you're underwater and you try to bash, which is the thing where you're close to projectiles or enemies and you can shoot off it, sometimes Ori will just glitch the fuck out. And you will be like, I was on the boss in the water zone, and this only happens when you're underwater. There's something really weird with the water physics and the bash ability. And I was on the water boss, or the boss in the water area, and the second phase of that, the first phase you're on land, and then sort of the second phase is just water. So you can jump and then it's water. That's all you can like be in on solid ground, water, right? And so the boss had like 2 or 3% health. Like he was close to that. It was like 5 or 6 more hits with, or he hits fast. So that's like one sequence, like in a second, and he's dead, right? So I just need to jump out of the water and do that. So he shoots a couple projectiles, and then I bash off it just to, instead of dodge them, I just bash and go straight up, right? When I bash that one projectile, the thing that happens, like I would say, like when you bash something underwater, maybe 20% of the time, like that often, and you bash underwater a lot of the time. So maybe even 30. Like this happened to me a lot of the time. Like I have a ton of Twitch clips, which is basically only this weird thing happened. Sometimes it just happened for a second, and it was just a funny thing that happened. Other times he would glitch the fuck out of everywhere, and sometimes I would end up like a solid floor over from where I left. Like I would literally sequence break into other floors, and I felt really like, no, I don't want to do this. So I teleported back and had to do the section I just did over again. Anyway, I'm rambling. I did the bash on the projectile before the boss was dead, and I managed to go underneath the map and then over the map, and then when I respawned at the top, the boss was dead. Like, I would have killed him anyway, so whatever, okay, sure, but like, what if that happened, like, the first time I did it, it was the first time I was in the second phase, the boss is like at 50% health, The second phase on hard mode is something to progress. I think I used over an hour just to get that second phase down, you know? And that's after the hour that I used on the first phase. And then suddenly you just go in the water and you're lucky and you get a bash and then you start, and then it's over. So I will say that this game has problems, and hopefully they're gonna patch that. That was a long rant about like one con, but this isn't like something that. Like, this is a bug that is not only game breaking, it can be sequence breaking. There's so many things that this is only specific to water. So if you're a bit mindful of when it happens, and if you're a bit mindful, you can and most of the time it's just going to be a thing where he goes around and he's back to where he started. So you're going to take some damage from it, but it's really weird. But here's what I'm trying to say though: the game is amazing, but this thing. It's really bad. So it's gonna be hard for me to like fully recommend this game just because this bug is so game breaking as it is. It literally, yeah, it is game breaking in those areas. It can potentially be game breaking. So, but what I will say though, and I still recommend the game. I had a blast. In 20 hours I did 100%. On hard mode. I recommend hard mode. If you want to play this game, play it on hard mode. It is an absolute blast. It never feels frustrating. If you're stuck, take a step back and actually look at your shards, look at your abilities, and see if you can't like figure something out. Or if you're stuck, go back out in the world and go exploring. It's a Metroidvania. Explore. That's one of the wonders of a Metroidvania game. There's stuff everywhere. There's interesting things. There's NPCs there. There's collectible hairs. There's shards here. There's abilities here, right? There's interesting things everywhere. So, and everything you get is valuable in this game, right? And there's energy and there's health and everything like that. So if they bug fix this, go for it. Get the game. Get it. Just easy. I recommend it. I'm not gonna give it a rating because I really don't like game ratings. I think it's kind of stupid and it doesn't really add anything to the. I will just say that if you like Metroidvanias, this is a game for you. Absolutely. If you're into this type of game, if it looks interesting to you, if you're into platformers, absolutely buy it. But be mindful of this bug, and if they ever fix it. Absolutely. Whoever you are, try this game. I recommend it. Absolutely. If this game ever comes on sale, buy it immediately. Or you're an idiot. I'm kidding. You're not an idiot. But hey, you should buy this game. This is a good game, all right? And I'm not sponsored. No. I just, I'm gonna like review all the games I play and stream. So anyway, this is a long rant. I've been ranting. This is sort of what I do. Like this is now on a Monday because I'm a bit slow. I had a lot to do this Saturday, but now the review is sort of done now. So if you don't want to, I'm sort of gonna like just talk about who I am on the Twitch and everything. So the review is over at this point. Super good game. Go for it. Right? It's good. So if you don't want to listen to me ramble anymore, thanks for watching. See you around, maybe another time. Subscribe, do the thing, right? Okay, anyway, for those of you who are still here, which is probably 0, but I'm going to continue anyway. I stream on Twitch, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. CET. I'm a variety streamer. Still kind of small streamer. Started like maybe 3 months ago now. Having a ton of fun with it. I play a lot of Smash Brothers. That's sort of my... Because that's where I get most of my viewers. But that's sort of that's the game I play when I don't have anything else to play. What I play for the most part is just variety. Like now Ori 2, now in 2 days, it's gonna be Animal Crossing New Horizons. So freaking excited. In these two days, I like today my stream ended and I did Binding of Isaac for the first time. A couple of weeks ago, I did Dark Souls Remastered Randomizer. Like I've done so many different things, and Doom Eternal is gonna be great after Animal Crossing because both are out on the 20th, and that's just the hardest choice of my life. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Persona 5 Royal, Resident Evil 3 Remake, like everything. It's just rapid fire games, and it's hard to be a gamer. It's expensive and it's hard, it's difficult and whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling, and that's sort of the thing. This is a review, but at the same time, I don't know if I can really call it a review anymore. I can't really see how long I've been recording in OBS. Maybe I can. I don't really care. But I think I'm gonna end it here. Yo, hey, thanks for watching. Twitch Prime, just kidding. Don't do that. I mean, do that if you want to. I'm not gonna stop you, but I mean, hey. Anyway, subscribe to not only YouTube but also Twitch. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I just appreciate. I just anyway. I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. See you around. Have an air horn. All right. See ya.